Hi everyone, welcome to Irfan CFPS YouTube channel. If this is the first time you're visiting my channel, make sure to hit the subscription button below. As I noticed that quite a few are looking to understand NFPA 13, I have decided to start our first class with the introduction to NFPA 13, which is the standard for installation of sprinkler systems. In today's class, we will learn about what exactly NFPA 13 is all about, what it refers to, the purpose and goal of the standard, some of the definitions used in NFPA, and the key components of design. Let's see what NFPA refers to. NFPA stands for National Fire Protection Association, which is an internationally recognized American standard. It addresses the minimum design and installation requirements of sprinkler system. It's basically focused on automatic fire sprinkler system and exposure protection sprinkler systems. The designs of NFPA 13 are based on the assumption that the sprinkler system will only need to protect against a single point fire originating within a structure or a building. Let's throw some light on automatic fire sprinkler system. It's an active fire protection method consisting of a water supply system providing adequate pressure and flow rate to a water distribution piping system onto which fire sprinklers are connected. We can see a schematic diagram here on your screen in which the water tanks are connected to the fire pumps, which provides adequate pressure and flow rate through a water distribution piping network, which are connected to the sprinklers. During fire conditions, the heat sensitive liquid in the glass bulb expands, causing the glass to shatter, releasing the pip cap and sealing spring assembly. Water flowing through the sprinkler orifice strikes the sprinkler deflector, forming a uniform spray pattern to extinguish or control the fire. Exposure protection sprinkler system. Sprinkler protection along the exterior of a building called as exposure protection sprinkler system. It refers to protecting a structure or a building from nearby fire. Even though the sprinkler system is being protected inside the building, exposure protection sprinkler systems are permitted to be installed. For example, window sprinklers are intended to protect the windows, walls, and roofs against exposure fires. Prior to installing the exposure protection sprinkler system, authority having jurisdiction or the local authority has to be consulted for local standards, codes, and other requirements. Let's jump into our second topic, the purpose of NFPA 13. The main purpose is to specify how to properly design and install a sprinkler system using the proper components once it has been determined that a sprinkler system is required. In technical terms, the purpose of NFPA 13 is to provide reasonable degree of protection for life and property through standardization of design, system installation, acceptance testing requirements for sprinkler systems, including private service mains based on sound engineering principles, test data, and field experience. Once acceptance testing of a system has been completed, closeout documentation has been completed, and the building of facility has been turned over to the owner, continual inspection, testing, and maintenance is performed in accordance with NFPA 13. In short, the purpose of NFPA is to prevent the fire deaths and property loss. Let's have a look at goal of NFPA 13. NFPA 13's goal is to avoid the underdesign of the system, which could result in poor performance against the threat of fire, and also to avoid the overdesign of the system, which could add unnecessary expense to the building owner when there may be little technical support or added benefit behind it. Let's see some of the definitions used in NFPA 13. Several NFPA official definitions will help us understand the requirements of NFPA 13. Here are a few. Shall, as per NFPA, indicates a mandatory requirement. Should indicates a recommendation or that which is advised but not required by NFPA. Approved means acceptable to the authority have jurisdiction. Authority having jurisdiction, which is called as AHJ, which is an organization or office or individual responsible for enforcing the requirements of a code or a standard or for approving equipment, materials and installation or a procedure. Authority having jurisdiction is the local authority which is responsible to approve the equipment, materials, installations, and also the testing procedures based on the local regulatory requirements followed by each country. Listed as per NFPA 13, it means equipment, materials, or services included in a list published by an organization that is acceptable to the local authority or the authority having jurisdiction and concerned with the evaluation of products or services that maintains periodic inspection of production of listed equipment or materials or periodic evaluation of services and whose listing states that either the equipment, material or service meets appropriate designated standards or has been tested and found suitable for a specified purpose. This is the definition as per NFPA. In short, listed certifications demonstrate that the products have been tested to the applicable standards. Now let's have a look about the most important topic of our today's class, the five key components for proper design and analysis. The five key components are: number one, water supplies; number two, selection of hazards; number three, design approach; number four, system components and usage; and number five, installation. All these five key components are very much necessary for a proper design and analysis of the system to work. Let us have a look the most critical component for proper design and analysis. Number one, as I said, water supplies. Water supplies are the critical components of every fire sprinkler system. Generally, existing systems are furnished to the sprinkler designer. It is very important that the capacity and quality of all supplies shall be identified and properly evaluated as an integrated part of the total system design. NFPA 13 identifies the requirements for various types of water supplies. The second most important component, as we discussed, is the selection of hazards. Correct hazard selection is critical for proper design and installation. If the hazard selected is incorrect, the sprinkler design criteria may not be sufficient for the type and size of fire, or the owner may waste money on an over-designed system. Third most critical component is design approach. Design approach is the basis for determining the amount of water required to protect the hazard. There are a number of approaches that the designer can use. The choice is usually dictated by economics related to supply availability and quantity. Number 4, the most critical component for proper design is the system components and usage. The qualifications for the use of components such as sprinklers, piping, valves, etc. must meet the unique challenges faced from fire. The components are typically investigated for suitability by a third party, a listing agency. They must be installed and used correctly. NFPA 13 provides specific and detailed instructions for the installation of sprinkler components. Last but not the least critical component is the installation. Almost all components must be listed and subsequently installed in accordance with the listing requirements. We will discuss these components in depth in our future classes. To summarize today's class, we have learned what exactly is NFPA, what it refers to, and also the purpose and goal of this particular standard, some of the key definitions used in NFPA, and also the most critical components for proper design and analysis of the sprinkler systems. In next class, we will learn the interesting topic, which is the type of water supplies acceptable by NFPA 13. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you all for watching my video series. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the subscription button below and click on the notification icon. Thank you once again. We'll meet with you with a new topic in our next class. Bye.